I had a coach actually who had seen me run at I think it was like a high school meet. Her name's Brenda Van Tegum, my first ever coach. She really pushed me to come out to train and said, "You have potential," and I didn't. I don't know what it took, but she eventually convinced me to come to a dyno track meet at this track. I had like baggy basketball shorts. I don't know if you remember like and one, like not aerodynamic in any way. But I literally did a couple leg swings. I think I stretched. I didn't even do a jog before the run, but I sprinted and I didn't win, but I was like, I think I was a 10th off the Can West record, and I want to say 16 or 17. And thought to myself, maybe if I try and train, maybe this could lead to something. And never really looked back from that point. Didn't look at any other school. I'm from Calgary, so I said, let's try it out. Let's see what's happening.
Well, I mean, obviously exhibited talent all the time from the beginning. Okay, so it's a talent, dedication, and also focused. So it's very easy to talk to him, work with him. So it was very important points that I liked it. And obviously, university program require good sprinters. So bulletin where you can see his results. Okay, winning 60 and 300. It's not very usual. Okay? Not many 60-meter runners can run with 300. So, and the relays and obviously have to do that. So really strong component of a successful program.
Coming into the U of C as a dyno was a cool experience. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never really done sport growing up. Did like the sports days at school and things like that. So to be in a structured environment with coaches that really cared and wanted to see you succeed, it was a cool feeling. But then also having training partners who, each and every day, yeah, you're training with them, but they want to beat you. So you're always sort of pushing yourself. And I really got addicted to that feeling, whether that's like on the track or in the weight room. It was like, how far can I go? Can I get to the Olympics? Can I get to Canada West Championships? Can I get to the U Sports Championships? Each of these moments was kind of like a stepping stone towards that next level, and it was really great. But I would say the coaching was really great too. You had an atmosphere that was like serious, where it was like, we want you to go out and win, but at the same time, we came together as a team. And when somebody was down, you had Les Gramancic, you had my other coach, Brenda Van Tegum. They would look out for you and make sure that, like, as a person, as a youth, as a student in university, like, are you well-rounded? Are you good to go? And I really felt like I got that.
On the men's side, we didn't have that much success for years until Sam and a couple of showed up. Because when you have a successful program, successful athletes in it, easier to recruit, easier to come here because the program is good. So that's always an attraction. And I think in some ways that's made a difference for us to grow the program. Quality people like Sam, and if he's here, then he's competing for us.
I was always the type of athlete where, a lot of people would say, you ease into the season, your times may not be the top from the get-go. I just said every time I hit the track, I've put way too much work into this not to give it my all. So I would say my first couple meets they were always very strong, but one memory that I really remember was my first Canada West Championship. I think I broke the conference record, but knowing that I was going to be in the record books was such an amazing feeling. I went from wearing baggy basketball shorts to being, in the history books as a dyno, and it was such a proud moment. It's still a proud moment. Yeah, one memory I want to speak about is when I broke the national record, and it was so special to me because it was after an Olympics, and unfortunately, I didn't qualify for that specific Olympics, but there were a couple guys that had run on the Canadian relay team, so it was kind of my opportunity to make my mark, to show to myself that I got what it takes to get to that level. And I was so incredibly hyped up that not only did I break the record, but I did it in the heats. It was like the second I touched the track, I said, it's going down. The two guys on my left and right, and I have never taken off that quick in a race. I ran like 100th of a second slower in the final, but I love that memory because a lot of times, especially in track and field, you're sort of expected to you run fast in the heats, but that's not your fastest time. I was able to replicate, from the heat to the final at the same time and come out as national champion, and then to be able to bring that title to Calgary.
Well, it's hard to single out one single memory. Overall, my memory is how successful he was, the turn and was competing. So those results are on Portland, which is basically. And as I said to him on the way in, I said, don't worry, this is not going to do, we'll touch it for a while. Unfortunately, it's not my problem anymore. Well, professionally has grown, right? He's a successful business person. Yeah, not everybody can say that. He's done really well in his business side, okay? And so that tells you, and the two matches together. I always say that I try to recruit successful people for both ends of the track and the academics. Because successful is very important in both ends. He's always been a very quiet guy. It's not like you don't see him walking around with a flag and that's who I am. Okay. Which made it interesting and very enjoyable management. He's a quiet leader.
I think what's really great about being involved in sport, even after retiring from, track and field, is, there's still opportunities to make a difference. I think to be able to know that, hey, I was more than just an athlete running in a straight line, and I can have impact off the track is such a cool feeling. To travel internationally, represent Team Canada, and to have people sort of like follow me on Amazing Race was awesome, and continues to be awesome. I think that's something as athletes we need to continue to do. And I know for me personally, to be able to say that I was a University of Calgary Dino and it all started here on this track, and now I'm doing these things, it's amazing to be able to walk on the track to this day and see my name still up there. It means I left a mark, but I think what it really does is just goes to show, like, it's a representation of the hard work. There were so many days where I was like in the gym for hours after, like not just, bench pressing or whatever, but stretching. You put all that work in, and sometimes as an athlete, you wonder, is this gonna all be worth it? So to be able to see my name on the record board is like such a cool feeling. And then also to be in the Hall of Fame is like, that's just a cherry on top.